Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Adam, and I am coming to you not to talk about the Open, which is coming up very soon. You need to have your signups for availability to get your t-shirt in by the 15th because our orders have to go in. We're going to put together teams. I'll get you information on that. This is something that we've been talking about for a little while and we've had to put off, partially because I've been a little tied up, and two, we wanted to have the right approach for this nutrition kickoff. We originally started to talk about doing it at the beginning of January, but what I didn't want to do was I didn't want to make this a New Year's resolution because I think those are terrible, right? 88% of them fail by the second Tuesday of the month, and this is not a resolution. This needs to be a way of life. And what we're doing is we're going to kick off a nutrition program. And I'm specifically not calling it a challenge because a challenge is temporary. It's a program. This is our way of helping you modify your ways of eating. You can listen to the news. I don't care, and I don't want to get into the political side of things, but we can all agree that our nutrition in this country is terrible. I was just in the Dominican Republic on vacation, and Robin and I were sitting on the beach, and it was disgusting. There were very few people that looked like they took care of themselves, and we sat and we watched people eat, and we totally get why people get that way. And everybody's at Liger to improve their fitness and hopefully their overall health. And this is another way we want to help provide a service for everybody to match or at least improve our nutrition so that we can feel better, look better, and reap the rewards not only from the gym, but from overall health. And we've been doing this for 13 years, and what we've learned is the best nutrition is the one that you'll stick to, right? Because if you won't stick to it, it's not going to do any good. We can put you on the best nutrition program in the country, in the world, and if you're not going to do it, it's not good for you. Even if we find one that's half as good, if you're going to stick to it, you're going to do it, therefore you're going to get results. So what we're doing this year is a little bit different. We're going to have 3 different programs, okay? We're going to have 3 different nutrition programs. One is going to be our faithful, what we've done for years, and Vita's going to be kicking this one off and leading this one. It is your whole food zone diet. Now, I'll get more into that on a different video, but basically to make it really quick, we are using whole foods, don't have labels, to try to put together balanced meals. And we have guidebooks, recipe books, a whole bunch of other things. And Vita and myself will work with you to start this off by getting you into your points, right? So we basically take your nutrition, your protein, we break it down, and we break it down evenly or unevenly by meals, right? You're getting a certain amount of protein, carbs, and fat for every meal. It's a pretty easy way to go. We've been doing this for a long time, and we have a ton of people who've had a ton of success. And it's fairly easy, once you learn it, it's fairly easy to maintain even outside of the home. The second thing we're going to do is macros. We are going to calculate your macros, and that's going to be run by Matt. We're going to calculate your macros, and you have to measure your food to make sure that you're getting the right amount of macros per day and per meal. A little more involved than the whole food zone, where we make the measuring kind of easy and there's some spillover and things like that. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a carnivore with an inclusive fruit diet. Now, there's been a lot of talk about carnivore and the benefits to it, but what we've learned after digging deep into this is that without adding some fruit, we deplete your kidneys of some electrolytes, which means you don't retain water, which we get into some dehydration and some cramping issues that we've seen, read, and experienced ourselves. I started the carnivore diet middle of November. I was really good through Christmas or through New Year's Eve. I dropped like 20, 22 pounds. My workouts didn't change. I ate a bunch. And I pretty much maintained that after New Year's. I'm about 85% good with it. There are definitely some times that I don't do well or perfect, right? And I've been able to maintain. I went from about 232 pounds down to 211. I kind of 211 to 214. And it looks a whole lot different. Gosh, looking back on videos and now, it's pretty impressive. It's a little restrictive. Obviously, it's carnivore. We'll explain more about that. The carnivore is meat, animal products, fat, and fruit, which we usually do low glycemic index fruit, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, things like that. Kind of like what we would put for a diabetic, right, to keep the low glycemic index down, because this whole thing is about controlling your insulin, right? So as we eat processed foods, our foods turn the carbohydrates, which is all processed foods, anything in a package, turns into sugar. Sugar levels are high. Our pancreas is always producing insulin to deal with those levels, and we create a tolerance to insulin. So it's pretty interesting, and it's been documented and noted, and it's done wonders for me. And actually, Robin's been did it pretty well for up until vacation as well. So we're gonna have 3 different ways. I'm gonna put out more videos to talk about it a little bit more, but we're gonna put a form out for you to fill out if you're interested. The cost is $249. We're gonna run it for about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how it goes. And that is going directly to the coaches so that they can work. We're gonna have Facebook groups. And here's why we do this at Liger. Working out in a group has an accountability factor to it. It's why people go doing it alone doesn't work well. You're gonna be put into groups. We're gonna have WhatsApp groups, Vita, Matt, myself, I'm sure even Robin will be jumping on there, helping everybody out, refining it. I would love to say you're gonna be able to flip a switch and be perfect with it. You're not. Changing behavior takes a little bit of time. But when we put people into a group, people tend to be more accountable. It doesn't always have to be perfect, but they tend to be more accountable because they're accountable to their peers. And you have other people doing it. You have other people sharing results. You have other people celebrating. You have other people keeping you on track. We've done this before, and it's been highly successful. So there's gonna be a form. Fill it out for some interest. If you want information on 1 or 2, we'll set up a time to talk about it, or I may put out a little more of a video, but we're gonna get everybody in together. We're gonna solidify a date. We're probably gonna do it within the next 2 weeks or so, just to get everybody together, get everybody measured, put everybody in the right program, and get everybody kicked off at the same time. And I'm super excited because we've done this before, and we've had tons of people have massive changes, not over just in their appearance, but how they feel and how they get through the day. And I'll be honest, after falling down all these rabbit holes, I have definitely had some issues with the quality of the food that we eat, and I'm happy to be able to help everybody out and get that change. So if there's a form that should be attached to this in an email on the Chalk It Pro, put some information in there. If you're definitely on 1, great. If you want some more information, maybe click 2 and tell me you want some more information. We'll set up a phone call, and I promise it'll be a lot quicker than this. Looking forward to kicking this off. Again, Vita's gonna be doing the whole food zone. Matt's gonna be doing the macros. I'm gonna be doing the carnivore fruit. And which you choose is really what you think you'll be able to stick to, and that's completely up to you. Y'all have a good one. I look forward to hearing from this and getting this kicked off.